You gotta see the shape of this fucking guy that just walked in.
Take a seat and rip open those Trapper Keepers. I'm Chris, here with Mr. Hootie.
What's going on, fellas? I would say I'm happy to be here for this show, but I am definitely not.
And the big brother, Mr. Nasty himself, Joseph.
What's up, all you cool cats and kittens out there? Who's ready to get terrified with a little bit of Terrifier?
Terrifying. Today's assignment, 2016's Terrifier. The lesson, avoid clowns at all costs.
Doing my research for this shit, there's not really that many, like, scary clowns in horror.
Yeah, I came across an article just digging around the internet and, like, ranking them. I couldn't even come up with 10, but these, I think Bloody Disgusting might have had an article about the 10 scariest.
Like, I think there's a lot of, like, B movies. There's, like, that movie Clown. I think there's one called Stitches or some shit.
Oh, Stitches, yes.
Yes, I don't think you made the top
Killer
10.
Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah.
It's very playful, though. Yes.
Pennywise.
The clown from Poltergeist. Yeah.
That's like I guess.
So, how much of this, because Freddy's obviously not, he's fictional, and Jason, nobody's, a moron walking around with a machete. But John Wayne Gacy was a real person.
Yeah.
And did that affect clowns in horror films?
I think it definitely did, because that happened in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
So Stephen King writes it in the early 80s, and I don't know if he uses the clown specifically because of John Wayne Gacy, but essentially I think the president of the International Clown Association or whatever pretty much blames Stephen King for the bad reputation that clowns have now.
Oh, that's who he blames. Not John Wayne Gacy, of course.
Exactly.
No, not a man who owned a chain of KFCs.
So I guess his killing spree could have been the inciting incident for it to become a big part of pop culture, thanks to Stephen King, and then the rest is history, as they say.
Okay.
Clowns are just scary as fuck as it is. Like, everything's exaggerated about a clown.
We all grew up post it and all that stuff, so I don't know who you would ask. Like, I guess I can ask my grandma to see if she's afraid of clowns. It's the only barometer for somebody exposed to that before it was actually like everyone's scared of this type of thing.
And even jolly old Ronald McDonald has kind of disappeared.
Yeah, I feel like he's not really the face of the franchise
anymore. I'm loving it.
I'm fucking cutting it. So yeah, we settled on this because I had won the grab bag that is our fake Rotten Tomatoes guessing game. Decided to cover a blind spot that was rattling around the old brain. It is behind us now, I'll say that much.
Before we hop in, Chris, where can the people find our stuff at?
HorribleFilmSchool.com. We got links on there to the merch page, the YouTube page, and then all the different apps where you can actually stream the podcast itself. So give us a support, get some follows, some likes, all that good stuff. Keep us motivated, keep us producing this free content for you. Starting off with the negative Nancy first here. This is a review from September of 2018 by a user by the name of Walt Burl 9. This is the epitome of torture porn. No backstory, no redemption, no plot. Only killing for killing's sake. All I need is a thumpa backbeat and a pizza delivery guy, and it could have been any straight porn from the 1990s.
Oh.
Only his exception is instead of sex, it's another way to kill and dismember someone. I guess if you're into this, if you're into that thing, this movie is for you. 1 out of 10. I thought it was weird that they referenced the 1990s porn as being like the thumpa pizza delivery guy porn.
I feel like he's really just grew up in the Cinemax era.
Yeah, I think so. Seems like a 70s convention, that cheesy beat that they would put in, like darn.
You're talking about Sylvester Stallone and the Italian Stallion.
That era. Watch that one.
Yeah, I got a pizza right here. Anybody order extra sausage?
Hey, yo.
Hey, Adrian, there's some sausages on this pizza. I wear out of sausages. I'm going to use my dick.
Adrian, I'm coming. Is that how it goes, Hody? I'm sure you've seen it. If anybody's seen it, you
Rocky?
If anybody's
porn.
seen it, I have definitely
Oh.
not seen that one. It's a
on your
blind
watch
spot,
list.
if you will, Chris.
Yeah, who ordered the extra large with extra sausage?
See, that's your 1 out of 10 review. Pretty generic. Pretty much what you would assume someone who didn't like this would say. It's torture porn. That's all it is. Killing for killing's sake. Blah, blah, blah. So,
It seems to be like the big negative.
yeah, it's just the generic
The big
dismissal,
con.
I would say.
It's pretty strange how, or I guess not strange, but this community is very around this movie, around this actual icon, I guess, of art is very divisive.
Yeah.
Like you have a lot of people who are like, all right, this movie and this character is top 10 all time fucking horror.
So hopping on to the good foot here, we got a 10 out of 10. Also from September of 2018, so I'm guessing these folks caught it as it was being released to the wider audience. We have the initial release date as 2016, but I think that was part of the Tell You Ride Film Festival, so it took a couple years to actually get traction as far as home distribution here. The title of this review is Perfect in a Stupid Way. All the reviews being upset about it being goofy and cliche or extremely dense. That is the point. It's funny and horrifying in the perfect way. It's over-the-top gore that isn't meant to be serious. That's very obvious from the beginning. I enjoyed it for being different and out there. If you enjoy the old Freddy and Jason movies full of boobs and blood, then you'll enjoy this. 10 out of 10 from user Edmonds on IMDb.
Loved it. Loved every minute of it.
Had to put Jason and Freddy in there. I thought that was interesting. That's why I wanted to focus on that one. Just the iconography of this character, I think, is super interesting in the context of it only being 4 years old at this point.
To his point, there hasn't been an iconic horror figure for a very long time.
I would say this is the first one I've really encountered since Jigsaw, and that's 2004?
I guess Jigsaw is one. That's
I
that's
guess
sad.
almost 20 years.
That's a while, man. That's something we just, I don't know, something that we don't see in the modern horror, especially in the elevated horror world. We all know how those go.
Yeah, because, there's the entire Conjuring universe, but nothing is a figure or staple.
Yeah, it's more of like an idea or theme as opposed to a villain that you kind of build your franchise around. Those are hard to find. It's like they've all been done to death already, Well,
that's the thing. A big part of that is you're not going to get the days of horror films having fucking 7, 8, 9 sequels and having an actual central character to where it goes around that that antagonist. That's a thing of the past. We've seen how they had to bastardize Jason and Michael and all these other characters to keep them alive for 7 to 8 different sequels.
Which they did try to come out with Hatchet, and that they got a couple sequels. And the first one was pretty good, but it just didn't take hold like I think they wanted it to.
Is that dude, that Crowley guy, or whatever?
Yeah, Victor Crowley, the guy who played Jason played him in Hatchet. The one that does the horror cons.
Kane Hodder?
Kane Hodder. There we go.
Yeah. I think I remember him being attached to that. But I feel like even with something like that, we can make, or we have franchises that are running right now, but like we were just saying, you don't have the imagery that you associate with one of the big boys. They always have a look, something memorable. It instantly comes to mind, like a ghost face. It's a face almost of the franchise, if you will. And I
Well,
feel
you just said a big boy, Chris. Maybe it's time to get us a big old gal in there. Big old slashing gal.
But yeah, I just think I definitely picked this movie not for that reason, not to kind of investigate what makes a horror franchise or a horror villain relevant in pop culture, but it kind of, I don't know, it was a very interesting rabbit hole. I feel like I fell down doing all the research and kind of understanding the community around this movie. I'll kick it off with some crew notes here, pretty bare bones. This is super independent production, so I don't have a lot of people behind the camera that we really have much of note here. It is written and directed by Mr. Damien Leone, known for this and the sequel, a short and an anthology film, all featuring the character of Art the Clown. He also edited and did the effects work here.
For Terrifier?
He did.
Oh, he did fucking everything, and it kind of
The effects are
shows.
fantastic.
It's a lot to put on one guy, and it kind of shows throughout the movie.
Yeah, I feel like he definitely wrote this as a vehicle to express, I got this really cool character and I can really make cool effects. So everything else is kind of secondary to that.
I feel like this movie was really like an audition to have a sequel. You know?
Maybe. But he's the only person I focused on behind the camera. I don't know if y'all have anybody else in particular.
Behind the camera, not really. But doing a little bit more research on the movie, I actually went and watched All Hallows Eve.
That's the
Which is like-
anthology.
Well, yeah, that's the Halloween anthology that has like his two shorts, The Ninth Circle, as well as Terrifier, the short, which the movie's kind of loosely based on. Really wouldn't recommend it for a watch. I think it's
Is the
much-
short
much
film
better-
worth to watch?
much
the
better
Terrifier
to
short?
spend. I mean, it's fine. It's pretty much, I guess, in ranking order. Terrifier, The Ninth Circle, and then way at the bottom is the one that's sandwiched in the middle because it's 3 different shorts. The one in the middle is like some of the worst shit I've ever seen, like in
Nice.
a fucking movie. It's
Did it
so
have good
bad.
effects at least?
The creature was different that was in that, but it was so fucking goofy and so stupid.
I got you.
It might be worth a watch just to see, you know, how ridiculous it is. But just going and watch that and getting an idea of where Art the clown came from and everything, and seeing him transition into a motion picture.
The
So that was
evolution
kinda
of the character.
So I know that Art the Clown in All Hallows Eve is a different actor than this one. And from the pictures I've seen, he looks like a much bigger actor than David Howard Thornton.
Yeah, I got a note here just to highlight what you were saying. It says, in The Ninth Circle, the short film Terrifier, and All Hallows Eve, art was played by Mike Gianelli, who opted not to return for this role for the feature film due to not wanting to pursue any more major acting roles. Instead, the role of Art was recast to David Howard Thornton.
Interesting. I had a note that he didn't come back due to how long it would take to apply the heavy prosthetics and makeup.
I did. I think I stumbled across that too, but I couldn't really verify the source there, so I didn't hang my hat on it. But I do remember reading that they had to, like, because it's a mold that is the mask, of course, that goes on the actor, and that David Howard Thornton's face was a little different, so they had to kind of puff up certain parts and kind of gives you more of like a demonic shape almost, which is super interesting.
Very pointy.
Yeah, to keep this note train going, I also had a note saying that David Howard Thornton was the 6th guy to audition for the role of
666, you're
of
saying?
Art.
Yes, that's insane that 6 people saw this, or I guess were attached to this project and wanted to be that character. You know, it's definitely not something I have the balls to step into.
Nah, fuck that, man. Like, I guess as long as you was tall and muscular, anybody could be Jason in fucking.
That's an
Jason
established
Goes to Manhattan.
franchise, though, man.
Anybody can be Michael in fucking Halloween 7 or whatever.
We've seen
it is.
that. We have
To
seen that.
play Art in this movie,
It's an art form, is that what you're
the
telling me?
face. You're the face.
But yeah, I got one more note here. It says in 2015, Leone, maybe Leone, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but I'm going with the Sergio Leone allusion.
Don't do that.
here.
It's Leon.
Because it gives you more gravitas, in my opinion. So I apologize if I'm butchering your name there, sir. He launched a campaign on the crowdfunding website Indiegogo to finance Terrifier, which was a feature-length spin-off of All Hallows Eve. It did not reach its goal, ultimately, which is really interesting. But it was after being notified of the campaign, filmmaker Phil Falcone provided the necessary funds for the project in exchange for a producer credit.
How about
How
that?
fucking rare is that?
Wow.
You trying to get crowdfunded, you don't reach it, but like one rich guy's like, here's the money to make it. Just put my name on it. It's pretty wild.
That's actually kind of cool.
It was a budget of $35,000 and made $75,000. So
I wonder,
it's like
but
he made his money back.
But that's on box office. I wonder how much it's made since coming to DVD or streaming. And
Well, that's the thing. I think it had its. Didn't Netflix? Yeah, Netflix had the rights at one point. So,
Yeah.
you know, they got a nice little check for that.
Yeah, I think Hootie said he even caught it on Amazon or something. So
yeah, I caught it on Amazon with those commercials for free.
Oh,
and
it's on every fucking thing. Right? It's literally streaming everywhere right
yeah,
now.
so it's still generating revenue. So that's impressive for what it is, you know.
I would recommend the Amazon free version with the commercials because it gives you a little bit of breather, you know, between the mutilations.
I'm not gonna lie, I had access to a straight, raw, uncut, commercial free. edition of this, and I did have to take a couple of breaks myself.
God, Jesus. I fucking
And the
want
movie's
to
only
shoot
90
couple
minutes
pussies.
long.
It's not even 90 minutes. It's like 80 fucking.
It's like
3.
84.
Ooh, I was like,
I
man.
watched this shit. I watched this shit on Tubi with like some ad blocker, and I watched it twice.
The director actively made Art the Clown as different from its Pennywise as possible. Examples of doesn't have hair, he isn't colorful, and he doesn't speak. Very impactful. The fact that he doesn't speak is fucking terrifying to just throw in the title of the film there.
Would you say it's Terrifier?
Terrifying or
Yeah. We will talk about that pizza joint scene, but
Yeah, I think the fact that he leans into the fact that he's a mime clown, that's something I would ever really consider casting as my big horror villain, but
I think people in the world of like mimery or pantomimery, they would get like super insulted if you called him a clown.
it's not a form of clowning.
So you better. I think
I'm
you
getting
better
lost
check
in the
yourself
burbs
before you. You better check yourself before you even start this thing.
they're going to put you in a box, Chris.
The
You
fucking
keep messing
Terrifier
around, they're
community
gonna
is
put you in a
already
box.
like super toxic. Now you're gonna upset the fucking mime
The clowns are
community
coming
as
for
well.
us. Well, I'm not. I mean, we all say we have a little bit of a creepiness with clowns. So if anybody from the clown world wants to reach out and set the record straight and tell us how it is, we'll be happy to read an email on the podcast here.
Real question. Does a mime go home and talk to, like, their significant other?
Hell no, dude. They're like fucking Daniel
What the
Day-Lewis.
fuck, man?
They're always
There's
in
a
character.
performance. Of course they do.
I don't know. It's
They
kinda
go
weird.
home fucking cooking pizzas.
Imagine Daniel Day-Lewis gets cast in a fucking movie where he plays a mime.
That would
He
be
won't speak
badass.
for like 3 or 4 years.
I would fucking watch that.
Remember My Left Foot where he's hitting that ball with his forehead? That shit is
man.
crazy, bro.
That dude's made me watch some random ass movies I would never want to see.
He's
but
taking his nose and he's going down on that woman and he's like rubbing her clit with his nose.
I don't remember that bit.
Remember that at all.
Does
He didn't
Wow.
use
Don't
his
worry.
foot.
No, man, he had multiple sclerosis or some shit.
I thought his left
Like,
foot was the only thing that had
worked
like
on him was
movement.
his head. He was playing as a goalie, man. You gotta watch that movie.
Damn, I think I have. It just might have tuned a lot of it out. Apologies to Mr. Lewis.
Well, now he's just a poor old shoe cobbler. So
He's the fucking man.
God, I hate that fucking movie.
Greatest of all time.
Phantom
Thread.
Thread. Holy shit.
It
that's
was
his
a tough
job
watch,
now.
but it was good.
Poor Raul fell asleep in the theater and was snoring in front of everybody. Oh,
Took a little napsky.
it was great.
All right, boys, without further ado, let's take a trip on a cold Halloween night with Mr. Art the Clown.
Thank you again for taking the time to sit down and speak with me.
It's my pleasure.
Do you remember your initial reaction when you first saw your face? Would you like to share that with us?
I wish I was dead.
The movie opens with a television interview. Monica, the host, is interviewing a woman who she identifies as the sole survivor of the Miles County Massacre, an event that left the woman brutally mutilated. Monica asks about the attack, identifying the attacker as Art the Clown, and the interviewee says that she saw Art die. As she speaks, a person, revealed to be Art himself, played by Mr. David Howard Thornton, destroys the television broadcasting the interview. Art dresses himself in clown makeup and assembles a bag of crude weapons.
This lady's face, man. Just
Fuck.
do us a favor. Put that Phantom of the Opera mask on. Your face is looking like fucking melted ass cheese pizza. It is rough.
Oh, it was rough.
I think I
I think
agree.
she- guy.
I think she came out with more face. Like, in this, she has more face than a person with a normal face. Like, she got face added. Like, did they take skin from her ass and put it on her face like they do with like other skin grafting and shit?
It was comically done plastic surgery. Like it was
Oh,
no
I
way.
think it was I think it was great, like special effects makeup work, but I don't think it made much sense.
It didn't make
in
any
terms of
sense.
somebody with a fucking mutilated face.
It made me wince.
Apparently, she can see
Yeah. See, you can
with that glassy fucking eye of hers.
it's
Milky
probably
as hell.
it's probably the eye from Friday the 13th part 3 that guy was waving around.
No, she's probably got that. She's probably got that shit from what's that? What's that movie? Labyrinth. The motherfucker holds his hand. No, not Labyrinth. Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Where he holds his hands up and she's got fucking eyeballs in the middle of the hands. That's how she sees.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be the guy who judges people by their appearance, but this was a bit.
Well, I mean,
I'm not good with these things. I'm sorry.
A different level. I would say I agree with the character of the anchor woman and what she says about it. So
Fuck.
Oh, she goes in, dude, talking about how much of a monster she is and all this other shit.
she
Fuck's
tells her
wrong with y'all,
husband.
man?
She tells her husband, "If I ever look like that, please shoot me in the face."
Shit.
Okay.
This is actually kind of a cool little Easter egg, too, because the interviewer is played by Katie McGuire, who played the lead role in All Hallows Eve.
Oh,
nice.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I thought it had like some Nightmare on Elm Street reference kind of here with the way Art's like crafting his weapons and shit in his intro. Thought that was kind of a
Oh, it's so dope.
cool
He's
little
like
Wes
fucking-
Craven
he's
tip of the cap.
He's shopping at the Home Depot from hell. And all these fucking implements of destruction. Got another note here on Katie McGuire. She's got the smallest lips in Hollywood. Some would say she has the lips of a capybara. If you want to go back and rewatch that scene.
What an absolute random thing to point out about this.
Was she talking all this shit about damn pizza face? She needs to look in the mirror with them damn baby lips.
Oh, you're writing insults for the pizza face.
Oh, pizza
Throwback
face.
at her.
To Chris's point, the 80s like action film of Art the Clown suiting up, I thought was badass.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Backstage after the interview, Monica talks mad shit about the woman she just interviewed before noticing some clothes rustling on a rack. She checks it out and gets yoked by the mutilated woman who gouges out her eyes and laughs maniacally. Eye gouge like a motherfucker.
Yeah, that's a pretty sinister laugh she has, too.
Oh, fuck, that was rough, man.
Here's where I was like, this is going to be a tough watch. This
This 5 minutes in.
rough.
Yep. You set the bar. This is, I think, kind of going back to the review we pointed at, like, if you didn't know what kind of movie you were in for, they let you know quick.
Whew. And then, boys, right here, I got a commercial break. You know, nice little breather.
Got a little breather. Damn, you haven't even seen the fucking main character at this point.
Thank God for Burger King.
Like, and you guys thought Hostel was going to be a bad watch.
No
That's
shit.
the crazy part.
Hostel
is.
was child's play.
Me and Hootie were like squabbling before you got on, and we're like, we thought Hostel was going to be a bitch, and then compared to this, it's nothing.
I think though the acting in Hostel is so much better than it is in this movie.
Oh,
Like
definitely.
it gives the deaths and stuff and like the torture are that much more gravitas.
The production
Compared to
value
this
is 100 times grander, you can tell.
I saw that the main actor in Hostel, don't know his name, don't remember it, is now
Jay
Magnum.
Hernandez.
Jay Hernandez is now Magnum PI.
Fuck yeah, good for him.
He's got a big dong.
He shouldn't have
Well.
kidnapped that little girl, though.
Well, allegedly, if you watched the
He
right
wears
version.
magnums. That's all we know about him. Two young women, Tara, played by Jenna Cannell, and Dawn, played by Catherine Corcoran, are walking to the car after an evening of Halloween partying. Both pretty drunk, they decide to grub up to sober up before driving home. As they banter, they spot Art the Clown with his bag of weapons. Dawn catcalls you boy, and Art vanishes. These girls' outfits are nice.
What's funny is I get why you have to credit these actresses.
That's their names.
Kind
I
of a
didn't have
waste-
anything
kind
they
of-
were in because I
Kind of a
couldn't.
waste of time.
Oh,
I couldn't elaborate. Tara looked super familiar, but she was
Tara
not who I thought
does,
she
man,
was.
but I think she's got like bit parts and shit.
I think she looks like someone famous.
Yeah, she's actually playing the role of Carol in Renfield. Have you guys seen the trailer for Renfield yet?
I have not.
I have not.
Nicolas
I saw a poster.
Cage plays Dracula.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
have
saw the
seen
poster
this.
for it.
Okay. It looks corny as fuck, but at the same time, I mean, anything with Nick Cage is always worth a watch.
So, I have two notes about these ladies.
Apparently, she did all her stunts too. Sorry, didn't
Nice. There you
mean to
go.
interrupt you, but yeah,
Now-
she's like a stunt woman.
Gina was in an episode of Young Rock for the WWE fans out there. And then
both of you.
Catherine Corcoran, however you said her last name, was in Return to Nukem High, a.k.a. Volume 2.
What the
There we go.
fuck is that?
There we go.
I love that movie.
It's great. It's classic.
Gangsters.
I skipped the first volume, went straight to the second volume. Can we talk about Art's appearance?
I always see him on the sidewalk with this slumping around like Santa Claus with the bag thrown over his shoulder.
That fucking bowler hat, that mini bowler hat, like he's a Stanley Kubrick fan. Like some fucking Clockwork Orange shit. So
Yeah.
good.
I feel like the character is like definitely unique. Like I've seen that poster of his face for years now without ever really looking at the character, but like the teeth, the makeup, the little hat, all that shit. It's very very uniquely constructed.
His teeth looking like Neville Longbottom. You think like, all right, scary clown. You think you can't really make one that would look unique. I feel like Art actually has a super unique look in terms of like the clown world.
He's so pointy.
He's got that witch nose,
Which chin?
just like Freddy Krueger in like the
Krueger.
what was it? The second one we saw here recently.
Yeah.
Super pointy chin. He actually has that like, I guess it's like a bald cap. How would you describe it?
Yeah, he's wearing like a ski mask kind of where the face is cut out of it. I don't know what you would call it.
Well, I think it wraps around his whole neck.
It's like a head cover, yeah. I don't know what you would call it.
Yeah. His looks great.
So, much like you, Chris, I've never seen this film before, so I know I was in for it. I thought the man was literally carrying a bag of trash out to the dumpster.
Nah, man, we seen him beginning of the movie. He's throwing all this shit inside the bag.
Even after the eye gouge, he thought this was an innocent. Oh,
Look at
this
this
is
guy
bad.
taking the trash out.
This is just
What a
bad
guy.
luck. Look at him recycling.
A normal day in the life of a clown. Taking the damn trash out.
Tara and Dawn make it to a pizza joint. Art enters right after and begins making faces at Tara. Tara is spooked, but Dawn is ripped, and she takes a selfie with him. The owner engages Art, but the clown remains silent. Art takes a coin off the table and buys a toy ring for Tara from a vending machine. He places it on her finger and heads to the back. The owner quickly throws Art out for smearing shit all over the bathroom. That was a lot of duty. What did this man eat?
Papa Giorgio's pizza done blown Art's asshole out. Look at all that shit looking like Candyman all over again.
Ugh, man, that was a lot of duty.
Art must have had that new fucking grilled cheese double stuffed steak burrito now available
Oh, man.
at your local Taco Bell.
That thing is a banger.
Yeah, that plug. This scene was super unsettling.
The duty.
Not the duty.
Yeah,
I mean, that
before
was
the duty.
That's fine. The
Oh,
just
just him
sitting
interacting
there.
with Tara.
Oh, the shit that his smeared. It's like actual pieces of his stomach lining or some shit on the toilet seat. It is nasty.
Really captivated with this shit scene. I was
rough.
disturbed by
It's
the like.
blood. It's blood in there mixed in with like actual like.
Like the pulp you're talking about?
Yeah, he's a. You know, you got orange juice with pulp, without pulp. This shit had pulp.
Extra
it was a
pulp.
pulp.
That's how the
It was a
extra. You buy
pulpy
extra pulp
duty.
too.
Yeah, you're talking about the whole where he engages her in the actual like lobby of the restaurant.
Yeah, that's like the weird. He buys her a plastic ring.
I get it's Halloween. People dressing up as a clown out in public, that's par for the course. But this motherfucker, like y'all said, is extra terrifying.
Yeah.
Don't know why everybody's acting so chill.
I don't
Yeah,
know, the owner
it's
just
not.
walked up to his ass and was like, "You want something to eat, buddy?" And I'm like, "Oh, fuck this guy."
Tara's
Get him out
like
of my
the
shop."
only one that's like reserved at all. Everybody else is just fucking,
Well,
you know.
to her
it's
friends'
just-
benefit, she is drunk. So if you're drunk, then that's a different state of mind. I was a little boozed up watching this, boys, because I had to get through it. And I had a side note here that I really like the owner of the pizza shop, Steve. I thought he did just
Fuck
a
Steve
great
is a
job.
solid guy. You can tell
Like
he
a
does
solid-
like pays his taxes and shit. He's a nice
He
guy.
probably works at Tiano's, just hanging out, man.
Yeah, he's so good that this actual pizza establishment closed down in 2017. In real
Well,
life.
he was too good of a
Good
guy.
job, Steve.
He was
They
giving
didn't clean
pizza
the
away.
bathroom properly. But yeah, the way he acts, I guess when he's engaging her, I was waiting for him to talk because I didn't know he didn't speak at all in this scene, and then kind of get to the point where he's not making any noise. He's just doing all this creepy ass staring and all kinds of weird shit. It was very performative, and I found a note here about the actor. He said he kind of drew inspiration from two people: his favorite fictional character, the Joker, and Charlie Chaplin. That's kind of how he came up with Art the Clown.
Yeah, David Howard Thornton. We talked about him a little bit earlier. I want to kind of talk about him at length here. He actually has experience as a mime. We're in the School of Mimetry.
So you're saying a mime
So-
is a clown?
No, he has.
That's what you're saying
experience
right
in
now.
a school of mimetry, so he knows how to his body language. He knows how to accentuate emotion and shit through his body language. He played the role of the Grinch a.k.a. the Mean One, and the Mean One.
Oh, that came out this year.
Yeah, the Christmas horror parody.
Yeah.
He's definitely got that kind of face where you could see him being
face. That. Yeah.
Like that Joker face.
But yeah, to actually talk about the Joker a little bit more, the face makeup of Art the Clown, it brings to mind the dude they partly based the Joker off of, that Conrad Veidt,
the man who laughs.
From the 1920s. If you Google the man who laughs, it's going to be one of the first pictures that pops up, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Tara and Dawn find the tire to their car has been slashed, and they call Tara's sister Victoria, played by Samantha Scafidi, who agrees to pick them up. At the pizzeria, the help finishes cleaning the bathroom and discovers his manager's severed head. The eyes and nose have been removed and replaced with candles. Pretty fucking badass. The man tries to flee, but Art chops his ass up with a meat cleaver before going ham, stabbing him in the face.
And we see all that.
Yeah, it's fucking brutal.
This movie really likes people getting stabbed in like the cheekbone.
Yeah.
Or being stabbed or other stuff in the cheek.
In the fucking face.
But when he cut his fucking hand off when he reached to the phone, that shit was so dope. Oh. Like I feel like it was like probably a really easy, some really easy special effects, practical effects to make for somebody, but it was very, very effective.
Yeah, I think the way he pulls it up on camera, you can tell like the bottom half of the arm is off camera, so it's obviously like the prop. But
yeah, like the quick cutaway from it is so fucking good, man.
So I had two notes in this section. One, there is a Halloween jack-o'-lantern you see on the counter of the pizza.
Before the madness begins.
Before the madness, that's a CGI jack-o'-lantern. He put that in
really?
after to make the movie seem more like it was in the time of Halloween.
Because I did notice it. I didn't notice it was CGI. Oh shit, solid CGI for a fucking cheap
That's
movie.
what I thought. And secondly,
It looked like a fucking pumpkin sitting on the counter.
You didn't talk about Samantha Scafidi's credits, Chris. She's been in so much good stuff.
Oh, has she been in so much good stuff?
She was
I took a peek, buddy. I didn't find anything.
I got one note. She was in the classic Demon Hole. Yes.
I fucking love Demon Hole.
Is that a porno?
I have no idea.
Demon Hole, starring Joey Birdie.
The movie art looked god-awful.
When you stare into the demon hole, the hole stares back.
Is it like a glory hole that sucks you through?
Damn, dude. Imagine sticking your dick in a demon hole. Imagine what kind of fucking thing is using that tongue on the other end.
Yeah, but this was some brutal shit. And the way it's cut, it's like during Tara and Dawn's dialogue in the car, it's flashback to this man getting stabbed in the face, come back to them, back to this man getting stabbed in the face. It was just unrelenting, man. Like, just as soon as you thought you were out of the scene, it just kept fucking going. Tara and Dawn wait for their ride in the car, but Tara has to pee. An exterminator named Mike is working at a building nearby and lets Tara inside to potty. Meanwhile, Dawn hears over the radio that the two men working at the pizzeria were murdered, and the police are searching for a man that fits the description of the clown. As she realizes this, Art enters her car, and she screams, "I'm glad I can stand up to pee."
What's the deal with women always having to pee? That was my Jerry Seinfeld.
She should have just been peeing in the road, man.
Yeah, she said she can't just piss in the street like like the other girl does, Dawn. Is that a normal thing? I mean, I'll be pissing in the woods and shit all the time, just pissing out, in the back porch.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it works in like a major city.
Right,
This is
good
like
old
New
back
York
porch.
City, right? Does this take place in New York City?
It felt more like Chicago.
I
to
pissed
me,
out the
but-
window countless times when I lived in downtown.
I mean, I think whether she goes to the bathroom or not, Art was still going to get in that car and kill him. I don't think it's a
This is true.
issue.
But I guess I like my odds with 2 people versus 1.
Well, no, he doesn't do that.
You just pop
He
in the
doesn't
passenger
attack
seat.
when there's multiple people.
So you're thinking if she would have stayed behind in the car with her friend, they would have been safe?
Totally fine. Totally fine.
I don't know.
She killed her friend. It was her fault.
Another question. Tara goes into this building with this random bald guy who's a quote-unquote exterminator.
It's Mike. He's a good guy.
Mike. Yeah, Mike.
It was
What a
like a
good fella.
thumb with a face.
There we go. And he claims that he's cleaning the place out because it's infested with rats. What is the story behind why he's even here? It's somebody.
He's dropping a bug bomb for rats.
I understand what he's doing. Why? It's like a fucking condemned building.
And it's like midnight on Halloween.
No, people live there.
Yeah, a bag lady lives there. Okay, the one bag
cat lady, first of all. She's got a daughter. You need to show some respect.
That's a mother you're talking about.
We'll learn about her daughter in a little bit. So I'm assuming somebody bought the building and hired Mike to like clean it out or something.
Well, you saw in like the front of the building, it actually had a sign where it was being sold as like a parking garage or some shit.
Okay, there we
Like
go.
a
I
bunch of
missed the
cars.
sign.
See, that's the thing. You go into it all boozed up, liquored up, and shit. I actually go in here and I do research and I do work.
It happens.
Yeah, Joey's
man.
always the most professional of the three of us.
Oh, God.
Downstairs.
Oh, you wait till we get to this scene.
Mike begins treating the building. Tara, attempting to leave the building, wanders into the basement and encounters a woman holding a baby doll. Tara realizes that this woman is unhinged and makes an excuse to walk away. Tara climbs a set of stairs and spots Art, then flees as he pursues her. She hides among cars in the parking lot, but Art finds her and stabs her in the fucking leg. They tussle. She ends up stabbing his ass with the scalpel and escapes. Meanwhile, Tara's sister hears the news about the clown on the radio as she is driving to pick up Tara and Dawn. She did pretty well with that fucked up leg, I'll say that.
How about, I don't know how as a director you could go back and rewatch that scene after you get done filming it and be like, all right, we need to put this in the fucking movie. When she's hiding behind the cars with her head poking out through the top of the cars, looking around and shit.
Yeah, it's about 5 minutes of
It
this
looks
cat and mouse
so
they do.
fucking, it looks so bad.
I thought she got stabbed in her Achilles, and I was going to ask you how believable that scene was.
Fuck no. Nah,
Because
she
she
got
was
like
just-
right above the heel bone on the side of the leg.
Yeah, it's right there in the calf muscle. But it's not
That's
one
all.
stab.
That's it.
He literally stabs her about 7 or 8 times in it, and like it's sawing away at it.
She should have been fucked up.
And she's fine.
Can we talk about how he goes? How creepy is it when she first sees him out in the hallway? How he's got the scalpel in one hand, and he's got his hands up doing jazz hands.
That was pretty
And
funny,
he's
actually.
smiling, and he just immediately goes into like chase mode. Oh, that shit is scary as fuck.
It's the mime aspect here, man, where it's just dead silence and you're being pursued by someone who's not like you have the whole Michael Myers thing, but this seems like even on a whole different level of silence, you know? Because at least with Michael, you get like grunts and shit, you know? This dude doesn't even do that.
You're not supposed to.
Oh, every time Michael gets hit with something. Oh. Uh-huh. Oh.
Tara re-enters the building and spots Mike. She tries to get his attention, but Art grabs her before she can and sedates her with a syringe. God damn it.
He straight dextered her ass.
Dude, he was wearing them fucking...
The dirty ass needle, too.
He was wearing them earbuds, them fucking iBuds. What are they called? What's the
AirPods?
Apple ones? AirPod Pro, bro. That's got the noise cancellation. Noise isolation.
Must
He
be
couldn't
the
hear.
perks of the job, man.
He couldn't hear
Motherfuckers
shit.
Hear shit. He couldn't even hear the rats squealing as they breathe their last.
Kind of dreading reading the rest of this note, but I have no other options. I'm going to do it. Tara awakens in a basement where she's been tied to a chair.
Hey, read it all sinister and shit.
I can't read this that way.
Let me read it
nauseous.
sinister.
Let's just get through it.
Art retrieves a hacksaw from his bag of weapons and threatens Tara with it before pulling back a curtain to reveal Dawn, suspended naked, upside down from the ceiling.
Spread fucking eagle, brother.
Fuck, dog.
That's not the comment.
I'm gonna tell you what though, it's unrealistic that she would wear those panties out.
Wear her
Those
panties
were some
out.
granny panties she was fucking wearing with that skirt.
I don't even recall.
Ain't no
them panties.
way in hell she.
It's a weird thing
My
to like
mindset during the
stop.
scene did not pick up on anyone's fucking clothing. I'm sorry.
She just got back. She just went to a fucking party knowing she was about to get some dick. Ain't no way she's wearing granny panties.
I mean, I did question why she wasn't fully nude. I mean, Art doesn't give a shit either way, so why did he leave her panties on? But like, I wasn't that invested. To
I
be-
don't even recall her wearing underwear at this scene, honestly. It's just how
I
fucking...
know I couldn't stop staring at the titties.
I still haven't finished the note that I wrote here, so let me
Please
let me
continue.
get through this. Art begins to saw Dawn in half. Tara manages to break free and stab Art in the back, allowing her to escape. I tried to keep that as short as I could.
Let's paint that picture a little bit better.
That scene does not play as quickly as I just read it.
She's suspended upside down, spread eagle.
Yeah.
And he starts
That's one
at
way
the
to put it.
perineum, a.k.a. the gooch, and works his way down to her face with a hacksaw, carving through spinal cord, skull, guts,
It's completely unbelievable.
pelvic bone.
But
Nah, man. Hacksaw
a-
Ridge. You didn't see what they was cutting off arms and legs with on
hacksaw ridge. It has got to be
Andrew
the
Garfield
sharpest
can do it.
hacksaw of all time. It's got a bone saw attached to a hacksaw.
Nah, that shit will cut through bone, baby. Bone ain't nothing like, it's just like wood.
That's it.
And dude, and he makes no noise even when she stabs his ass here. It's kind of like one of those bizarre moments of what the fuck is this person or thing.
Dawn could have made that scene so much more believable.
Bro,
And her acting while she's being cut in fucking half is
I
like
believed
some of the I thought it was awful.
She lasts a long time.
A long fucking time for somebody being cut in half.
Yeah. He gets like to her throat before she stops screaming.
I'm just gonna be quiet because I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Wow.
But I will say that they use this prosthetic. At this point, it's a prosthetic. It's a hanging like dummy. You see this thing like 4 more times.
Yeah, they definitely proud
very
of this
well
effect.
done.
It's
Yeah,
pulled
very
off.
well done.
I believed it was happening. It was.
Did you see like the fatty corpuscles and shit on her like ass meat when like the camera pans around it?
I didn't. Did you pause this movie and like?
No.
really...
I had like a knee injury a long time ago, and like I could see down inside my actual knee, and I could see the fatty corpuscles
Man,
in
delicious.
my knee, and you can see the same shit in her ass. The
I'm so glad.
With Damien Leone, who
Yeah.
did the special effects.
I'm going with Leone.
Good job.
Leone.
I'm glad I've already eaten tonight, fellas. Tell you what.
Yeah, this is definitely this cranks it up to 11. This is probably the scene that I remember most coming out of this. It's fucked up shit. I don't know what else
I
to
think
say
for better
about
or
it.
for worse, everybody, this is like the scene in the movie that's like,
It's
if you
well done
just watch
is.
this scene, you've kind of seen like the apex of the movie.
Tara sneaks up on Art and beats him with a wooden post until he reveals a gun and shoots her in the leg. Tara tries to crawl away, but he shoots her twice more, then leaves to find more bullets. Vicky arrives and texts Dawn, asking for location. Art impersonates Dawn via text and tells Vicky to come around the back, then takes a selfie with Dawn's mutilated corpse. Art returns to Tara and shoots her in the head several more times in view of the crazy woman.
I really didn't think that was going to happen. That did shock me. Tara didn't last.
Yeah, I
very
wrote
long.
right here, psycho twist, man. Halfway through the movie, you killed off the fucking main characters.
Is Art like the first ever like slasher to actually use a gun?
Well, I mean, what do you call a harpoon gun?
A harpoon gun we've seen used.
Well, yeah, we've seen that.
Yes.
But I mean, just a straight up fucking 1911.
Yeah.
Just like, I guess it's the most practical thing to use if you're going to kill somebody. It's like super
It's such
fast.
weird to like watch him wield it. The reason that most slashers shy away from that is because it's not scary, you know. It's like a war movie, a Grand Theft Auto. You see that shit all the time, but watching this guy hold a gun was fucking terrifying.
I think if you go back and just rewatch this whole sequence too, when this happens, it's a good example of just how good David Howard Thornton is when it comes to like using his facial expressions to show emotion. Because you can see in this scene, Art is legit like pissed off. He's upset. I think he's upset he has to use the gun.
Yeah, he doesn't want to resort to this.
Because you can, like, he's looking down at her in like disgust. No one else he's killed for the entire movie. He's always happy. He's always, I'm super excited I get to kill somebody. The fact he's having to shoot her, I think, is a disappointment to him. And if you go back and rewatch the scene of like the way he acts, you can see that. And it's just the guy David Howard Thornton he's so good in this role.
Vicky goes around the back of the building in search of Dawn and Tara. Meanwhile, the crazy woman finds Mike the exterminator to try to warn him, but he doesn't believe her and leaves. Realizing that she left, quote-unquote, Emily downstairs, the woman runs off in search of her baby doll. Mike tries calling his friend, but Art finds him and knocks him unconscious with a hammer.
Doesn't kill him, though. I found that odd. Why
Yeah, I
would
feel
he
like
kill
this
him?
This is one of those sequences where it's kind of just setting up pieces, I think, for the finale more than... Because, I mean, if we get another kill right here, it's kind of fucking like everyone's gone in 5 minutes, you know?
It's true.
While Vicky searches for Dawn and Tara, the woman searches for Emily and finds Art rocking the doll. She tries to reason with him for her child and embraces him in a motherly hug. He does not harm her. Mike's friend Will arrives, but he is unable to reach Mike.
I have a note here, fellas, that makes this scene, for me, that much more terrifying. This underground
Baby doll scene?
Yeah, this underground tunnel that they're in was used as well. It was part of an abandoned Seaview Hospital, which was once the largest tuberculosis sanitarium in the United States. This tunnel was used to transport the dead out of sight of other patients, where they were cremated.
Some real haunting going on in this fucking set. But yeah, her getting close to Art and actually like engaging him and touching him, that was fucking a little bit curdling, considering everything we've just seen him do.
That's a word for it. I'd say fucking cringy as shit. Have you never felt a mother's touch?
I thought she was going to pull the titty out right there.
I gotta say, her acting wasn't bad.
Yeah, she was. I read that David Howard Thornton, he felt her acting was so good in this scene that he actually cried on set while she was giving her
I don't know
speech.
about all that. That's a little much, but
Let's think about Art crying. I was like, it helped me. It helps me put this movie in a space of not being real.
You know what that's a callback to? Back in one of the episodes of The Office, when Jan is pregnant, what's his name is trying to fucking cry around her all the time to make her titties lactate. Kevin?
I do not remember this.
I think David Howard Thornton was trying to get her to lactate because she's a mother.
Victoria makes another call, hears a phone ring, and follows the noise. She finds Dawn's mutilated corpse and flees from the room. She then hears a scream and enters a basement area where she finds the crazy lady, who has been scalped and had her chest flayed. Art, wearing the woman's scalp and breast, springs to life and pursues Vicky as she tries to escape. Vicky hides in a metal wardrobe, and Art spots her, but leaves when he hears Will the Exterminator fucking about. Art attacks and decapitates Will after he finds the Emily doll.
Dude, Art carved that guy up like he was working at a Brazilian steakhouse. That shit was fucking crazy because he had the damn knife stuck to the top of his head and was just fucking cutting that shit.
This dude was super creative with these kills.
Now that you say that, that's pretty much what happens at a Brazilian steakhouse.
Watching that shit made me want some fucking picanha pretty bad. It looked so fucking good. But yeah, Art also gnawing off the cat lady's titties and sticking them on his chest.
Yeah, man. That shit.
Man, talk about a method actor, bro. That's fucking Daniel Day-Lewis right there.
It was like some Buffalo Bill shit, him walking around.
I was totally shocked by what the hell was going on here.
He's fucking dancing and shit, and he's doing the mannerisms of what he thinks a woman is.
It was well done,
He's
man.
messing with his hair and shit. Oh, it was so good.
It's like, this is just one of those movies, like, it seems so formulaic. Like, everyone's stuck in this building. Everyone's just getting chopped up and shit. But it managed to surprise me, like, every fucking 10 minutes.
Like, it turned the chase sequence when he was actually chasing Victoria right there into, like, an homage to, like, Silence of the Lambs, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Just with the way he was...
and this was the first time I really noticed the music. If you notice it here, it's very close to Halloween.
Yeah.
The derivative piano was like... Like
it was doing it during the car sequence where she's hiding behind the car.
I really heard it here.
It would never do the drop.
Right, yeah, it was like half of the beats.
It was like some fucking vanilla ice under pressure bullshit. Like it wouldn't do the fucking drop. I'm sitting there like my brain's hurting because I'm not hearing the drop.
Not to like nitpick too much, but the bag lady or cat lady, as Joey calls her, her special effects.
That's literally what she is.
Her skull and her chest being removed was really bad, and he kept the camera on that for way too long.
It's another one of those things. I was so fucking in shock. I couldn't. Okay. I didn't see the lady's panties. You know, I just one of those things where I was just like,
to your point,
fuck is going on?
I didn't like the scalp thing. I did like the chest though.
Okay.
I thought the chest mutilation was good, but the scalp one didn't make any sense because, god damn it, Art had a full head of hair, and it was only the top part of her scalp that was taken off. So,
yeah.
Talk about nitpick. That's a fucking nitpick.
I thought he looked pretty cool walking around with the
I thought he looked
props
fantastic.
on though.
Yeah, it looked great.
Yeah, like the whole cock tucked under and everything. It was very Buffalo Bill.
Put the lotion in the basket. Put the fucking lotion in the basket!
Vicky spots Art as he rides a tricycle around what appears to be the building's only exit and tries to make her escape. Art catches her with some wrapping plastic. She spots a nail, stabs him in the foot, and then runs. Mike reawakens and hears Vicky screams as she finds Tara's corpse with a sign that reads circus. It's probably the only thing about the movie I really didn't understand, if there was some inside joke I did not get. The
circus thing is a callback to All Hallows Eve.
Okay.
Or the Terrifier short.
So it has some kind of meaning with the universe here.
What I'm thinking is the way the movie is shot is that the Terrifier short's actually a prequel to this movie.
Art finds Vicky and strikes her with a crude whip, to say the least. Mike surprises Art and knocks him unconscious, then takes Vicky to safety and calls the police. Art catches up to the twosome, beats the man with the gasoline tank, and crushes his head. He catches Vicky and begins to strangle her, but she manages to stab him in the eye and finally escape this fucking building.
The Mike, the exterminator kill was pretty brutal to watch. His face get just crushed in.
The face stomp?
Yeah.
A la, who the fuck else did a face stomp? Michael Myers?
He did do one. Was it the Rob Zombie ones?
No, he did. What's his name? His doctor from Halloween 2018.
There's a really good one in a Vince Vaughn movie called Cell Block 99.
Oh, yeah, the one where he was an inmate. I remember that.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty solid flick.
What did you guys think about the whole Cat of Nine Tails here with the
fucking dope. You
random
will hear
ass
more about that later on from me.
He went to Lowe's and just fucking built this thing from the toolbox, just random shit.
No. The story behind this shit is way more demonic.
Oh, he went to Home
satanic.
Depot? Is that what you're saying? It's really
the actual stuff that holds his like the cutlery and the different stuff he puts on there is hair from past victims.
Oh shit! Is that part of the canon or is it something?
Yeah, it's part of the canon, dude.
From like previous movies.
It's like his kill box.
Well, that's like the story behind the whip. Man, you gotta check out some of the forums, bro.
I gotta get into the fucking community.
Art the Clown 4chan thread.
Vicky hides in a nearby shed after nearly being recaptured. The police arrive as Art drives a truck through the shed and collides with Vicky. The police finally catch Art as he begins eating Vicky's face. When he faces the police, Art shoots himself in the head, and the officers soon discover that Vicky is still alive.
So, is Art a cannibal, and is he killing people to eat them? The eating part I got confused by.
Art's just a fucking madman, dude.
Yeah, Art's just
chaos.
There's
Chaotic
no way to
evil is
pin
what he
down.
is. He's a D&D character.
You just can't pin down Art, you know?
He's fucking pure evil, man. So did you guys have any revelations in this moment? I know this is a rewatch for you, Joy. But when he started doing this, Hootie, did you get any kind of like synapses firing?
As in, like, this should be somebody that we've already met?
Yes.
I did not, because I thought the movie starts with this happened a year ago. So I thought we were already in the present of, past a year ago.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was like, oh shit. Because I had in my brain, it did register halfway through, we killed the main character. What I thought was the main character. I was like, damn, there's a psycho twist. So I was kind of looking for something else, And when I saw her face was gone, I was like, oh shit, they might do this. I might really like this fucking ending,
Well, I think the movie purposely had a lot of like female actors with dark hair, so you didn't know who was gonna be the one,
Solid take.
He dropped to his knees and went to town on her face.
Yeah, this is, again, not the hacksaw scene, but this shit. It's all these scenes are 9 or 10 out of 10s, but the fucking hacksaw being a 12 out of 10 just kind of sets the scale off balance for how bad all this shit is to watch.
I don't know why the plastic surgeon had to go in there and put an old cow eye in this bitch's head. Right before that, did you guys see when she was screaming at him through the door that he couldn't fit in, and he was trying to reach her? And she was screaming, and he didn't talk, so he grabbed his little fucking bike horn, his clown horn.
He
was squeaking it right in her face. Oh my god,
that was pretty funny.
It was so good.
All of the corpses are brought into a coroner's office, including Art's. As the doctor unzips the bag, the lights begin to flicker. Art reawakens and chokes the coroner to death. A year later, it is revealed that Vicky is the interviewee from the televised interview during the film's opening.
So what we're saying is all her trauma has caused her to go mad.
PTSD just fucking snapped. The interviewer, or the host at the beginning, says, a year ago on Halloween, this happened. So what we were watching has been essentially a recap of the night that she went through.
So it's almost like y'all weren't paying attention to the movie.
The previous Halloween.
I was all boozed up, man. What do you expect from me?
Wow. I expect you to be a professional.
Well,
So yeah, cool shock ending. More thought into this than I thought there was going to be. And I did catch a note here that apparently at the beginning, when the host was in her dressing room, there's a poster in the background. If you read it, it says, an ending is always just another beginning. They fucking put it right there in plain sight. So the movie itself is cyclical. It plays in a constant loop. So if you watched it 2 times in a row, technically you did it the right way.
Time's a flat circle.
This is awesome Christopher Nolan level shit here. Baked it to a $35,000 gore fest from 2016.
well, happy that it's finally over.
It is over.
Until Terrifier 2, of course, because we're going to probably do that
Until
one.
Terrifier 2. Who knows when that'll be?
Yeah, until Terrifier 2. Who knows when that'll be?
That's our first foray, or at least my first foray into Art the Clown's world. I can say forever changed, no doubt about that. What kind of memorabilia you guys want to bring home from this bad boy?
The homemade cat of nine tails.
Of course you would, you sick fuck.
That Art makes with the scalpels, it's so badass. And also the ultimate in back scratching technology.
I think it would fit well in your basement, for sure.
I really struggled here, fellas, to take anything from this film that I don't want in my vicinity. If I had to take something, I would take his top hat.
You goddamn howdy doody looking ass.
Just be on a damn work call.
What the fuck you gonna do with that bowler's hat? Mini bowler's hat. Mini.
It's tiny. I'll say I kind of went for the only bit of sweetness, quote unquote, that I found in the entire fucking movie. I'll take the vending machine ring that he hands off to Tara.
Oh,
That shit ain't even silver. That's some cheap ass stainless steel.
I know, but
don't turn your
it's like
face
the
green.
only thing I could take that's not drenched in fucking blood and guts and disgusting.
It sure as hell wasn't that nasty ass looking pizza.
I'm gonna tell you what. I should have said that damn fucking stretch rack they
Fuck.
had Dawn on, boy. I can have some fun with that.
All right, fellas, let's do it. Let's put it to bed. Get out your grade books. Mr. Hootie, what kind of letter grade are you going to pass on to Mr. Leone for his work that was known as Terrifier?
Leone.
Whew. This film was hard to get through, fellas. But although I was pleasantly surprised, I'm not a torture porn fan. And this is the torture porn film if I've ever seen one. With that being said, the special effects were outstanding for the most part. Art the Clown definitely deserves the spot that he holds in the genre of up there with the likes of Jason, Freddy. Maybe not that high, but definitely to be up there. And with that, I would give this film a solid B. And it's not a B that I give out of being excited about it, but it's just a well-made film and good job.
Objective grade book. Thank you, Mr. Hootie. All right, Mr. Nasty, what you got here?
So Terrifier from 2016. What we have here is a grindhouse movie with little to no meaningful plot or story, but chock full of awesome gore and shocking violence. A love letter to 80s slasher, starring what a lot of horror fans consider to be a modern horror icon in Art the Clown. The movie is literally an hour-long murder reel in the most gore exploitation way possible. It's almost like it's just a showcase of the makeup and practical effect skills of director / special effects makeup artist Damien Leone, more than a feature-length film. An exhibition of the carnage the guy can convey on screen, which is quite a bit. Predictably, the dialogue is shit. Good thing Art's a fucking mime, right? The score is good. It's not something that you're going to remember a month from now, but it lends itself well to the movie's tone and Art's body language and performance. The characters themselves are pretty bland and generic, aside from Art, which is pretty ironic since he is the only one without a speaking line, or speaking part, excuse me. The characters are literally just bags of meat waiting to be minced, forgettable and disposable. But that doesn't matter. The reason to watch Terrifier is for Art the Clown. Modern horror icons don't exist. not like in the glory days of Freddy, Jason, and Michael. But Art is definitely on his way to modern horror icon status. And it's not just because of the landscape of modern horror figures being so barren. David Howard Thornton brings an uneasy charisma and morbid charm to the role of the killer clown, and it endears the crowd to him. Art is a breath of fresh air. Maybe more like shit-smeared bathroom mirror air, but it's reinvigorating nonetheless. 2016's Terrifier grades out to a C.
Coming off the trailer from last episode, the dread was real. Clowns and gore, two things I least desire in my entertainment, but here we are. Terrifier is a step beyond the gross house flick I expected it to be, due to some genuinely artfully crafted effects. I think objectively, regardless of someone's ability to stomach this movie, you cannot deny the craft within the practical effects here. Stomach churn aside, this was a tight slasher with an insane villain that I could not deny. Staying power like this is rare. It's hard to believe I would say this, but this is a B+ for me. I gotta catch that sequel.
B+.
I mean, it works, man.
Wow.
I kind of wish it didn't, but it fucking works.
I was the same spot. I wish it didn't either.
The man that is Art behind us. Let's recap our fan score guesses here. I was null from the guessing game, as this was my choice. So between the two of these cats, Mr. Ryan Hootie with all this was a 74. Joseph said a 55. The actual audience score was a 53% on Rotten Tomatoes. A W for Mr. Nasty himself.
Let dogs out. Ooh. Again. Going at them again, boys.
Here we go, boys. Terrifier 2.
Enjoy your victory lap. The floor is yours. What is next on this here docket?
So, once again, the winner, the best to ever do it, the best
The
that
king,
ever was, the GOAT,
the OG.
as it were. Going to make horrible film school history here.
Oh.
Much to Hootie's dismay, but actually to his credit of having the intuition of knowing what I'm about to do.
Fuck.
We're going with Terrifier 2, boys. We're going back to back 1 and 2.
Jesus, you
Have you seen 2?
2022's Terrifier 2.
That's
I have
hot and
not
off the
seen it.
press.
I've not
right
seen
there.
it yet.
Damn.
We're gonna see this. We're gonna see what the fuss is all about. Because this movie came out and everybody and their fucking mama in the horror community was talking about Terrifier 2. So for better or for worse, we're gonna see what the fuss is about here on Horrible Film School.
We gonna get it out. We swallowing all the gravy this week, Hootie.
Man, I just left the world of this dude.
Guess how long this next movie is?
God, don't make
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
No, it's not.
I'm going to be
Fucking
so...
serious.
Are you serious?
It's like 2 hours and 12 minutes.
Shit.
I'm going to be fucking blackout drunk by the time we get to the end of this movie.
It's gonna take Hootie
And it's
3
supposed
weeks.
to be way more fucked up.
I know it's considered, strangely, one of the most successful independent films of 2022. All right, folks, we're going to play along. We're going to hop on YouTube and watch the trailer for Terrifier 2. Let's go.
So, did you figure out what you're dressing up as tomorrow?
He wants to dress up as a real guy who murdered 9 people last
Still low
year.
budget.
Oh,
All
you're
right.
not doing that.
It's just a costume.
Oh, shit. It scared me.
You think that guy's still out there?
What's up with you and this clown all of a sudden? You're like obsessed.
They never found his body. What if he decides to come back here?
I wouldn't worry about it.
Wait a minute, aren't you that guy from the costume shop?
Sir, what are you doing?
It wasn't me. He was covered in blood on his shirt and his hands when he got here.
I'm telling you, it was him, Allie. Right down to the little black dot on the tip of his nose.
You're really weird, you know that?
I believe him.
About what? Something really bad's gonna happen tonight.
No, I know when Jonathan's lying, okay? I could hear it in his voice. Something's wrong.
Look,
We're gonna have fun.
The fucking production quality is so much better.
How much? We're going to guess the budget on this. How much do you think this is worth?
All the way from Miles County.
Do you think they got $1 million for it?
2 million, maybe.
That's a very expensive looking scene. Confused on how playful he is in this one.
What the fuck?
There it is, baby. Got the fucking cat of 9 tails.
Looks like I'm at like a Like a haunted trail watching the movie.
I like the font. I do like the font. I forgot to mention that.
Got the Damien Leone on
Dude,
there.
it's Grindhouse fucking font, man. That shit is dope.
Oh, he's missing an eyeball.
Do you have an emergency? It's a big deal, man. 9 million views on that bad boy. That's nuts.
He looked, I don't know, fellas. He looked very playful in that one.
Oh, you think this might be a degradation of the character?
I don't know. It didn't look as menacing as the first one.
Well, if we're looking at this in the context of the icons, the ones we hold up, how many of our icons were done well in their sequel?
Dream Warriors.
Now, we're not talking about 3, we're talking about 2 here.
Well, he got kind of homosexual.
Michael got worse.
Yeah.
Jason
Well, Freddy
arrived in part 2.
I like Freddy and Freddy 2.
I did too, but Hootie's the gate holder for Freddy Krueger. I don't think he liked it as much as we did.
I didn't like
Chucky and Chucky 2 was way better than he was in the first one.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that. It's true.
It's way better. I feel like what we just saw in the trailer to Hootie's point, where he's talking about he doesn't seem as menacing. I feel like at that point he's kind of got an anti-hero status for some of these like more morbid, fucked up people.
Like we have to follow him around a little bit now and like be on his side.
Oh, I think this is going to have like some sort of origin story. I hope it does. With it being 2 hours, you got to get something in there like that. I didn't like the supernatural thing at the end of the first one. I thought that shit was lame.
That was the only part that kind of...
I didn't say anything about it. I mean, that's part of the reason they did get to see. I didn't like that shit. Because that usually doesn't come to, like, what, the 3rd or 4th movie.
So that's the trailer. Joey is void. This is his choice. So between you and me, Hootie, take a stab, as Art would, at the guess for the RT fan score on that one.
At the simple fact that you two, I mean, I knew it came out this year, but I thought X and Barbarian had a bigger following than this, but apparently I am incorrect.
No, you're right. They had
fucking views though. That's a lot.
That is a lot. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that because I didn't see the first one, so the Terrifier 2 didn't appeal to me yet.
This was a huge year in horror.
It was definitely that.
Huge.
I think like we've always talked about, it's kind of a savior of movie theaters. The horror genre can get people in a fucking seat. It's a roller coaster.
It's definitely a horror renaissance going on right now.
Parlaying that in with the fact that it's 2 hours and 20 minutes according to Joy, I'm going to say 72.
Thinking it's got to be an improvement on the original, just due to production value, but still got to be something. A lot of people walked out on this apparently, so I'm thinking a lot of people probably fucking hate it.
Oh, I didn't know that. You held that information on me, Chris.
I'm going to say 65%. Yeah, this was like a big thing over the summer. People were like vomiting and leaving the screenings and shit.
That's got to be like just puff for the film to make more money.
Probably,
there's no way that happens.
It's still fucking exciting. It's the only reason that came to mind for me to want to watch it.
It probably is just PR or whatever, but it worked. I mean, shit, you got 9 million views on one trailer.
That's true.
We got us talking about it. It got it on the.
Was that even
show.
the Red Band trailer, or was that just a normal trailer?
It was just the official trailer. I didn't go
That's just a normal Sunday during a football game trailer right there.
Yeah, it's just right there at the fucking halftime of the Cowboys game.
Middle of 60 minutes. Terrifier 2.
All right, folks, thank you for listening. Check out the website, horriblefilmschool.com, to find us on all podcast platforms. Links to the social stuff, the YouTube channel, merch page, all that good stuff. Give us a follow, leave a review, send us some trash bags filled with surprises. I'm going to offer my support to women fighting off creepy fools on Halloween night. When you get the chance, just end this fucker's life and be done with it.
Whew, and as always, if you hear our voices, tell at least one person you know. Spread the love. Spread that campaign. Hop on Instagram. Talk to us. We would love to hear from you. And then I guess I get to have the pleasure of going back to meet Art the Clown again. So excited. I'm out.
Thanks for all the likes, the subs, the listens, the follows, the downloads. We really appreciate you guys' support as well as your time and attention. Be sure to join us next time where we continue our blossoming friendship with Art the Clown in 2022's Terrifier 2. Class dismissed.